For Pierro, keeping it in the family is key. Anthony coached 4 of his children in the Steubenville football program. It's certainly not unusual for a high school coach to mentor his or her own child. Perhaps even 2 children or maybe 3. But, 4. Anthony Pierro is beginning his 31st season as an assistant football coach for Big Red. He started as the running backs coach before becoming defensive coordinator in 1994. It also will be his final campaign with a son on the SHS roster. "It's been a great ride and the experiences have all been mostly good," said Pierro, a Slippery Rock graduate who is a learning disabilities teacher for the city school system. "It's great to have a job that's allowed me to be around my sons. Most working parents only get to see their children a few hours each day. I've been able to spend plenty of time with my sons. I consider myself very fortunate to have had that opportunity." The Pierro year started with Anthony, the oldest son of Coach P, as he's known around the Big Red football program, and his wife, Gina. He graduated in 2011. Then came JoJo, 2012 graduate and the 4th leading rusher in SHS football history. Brian was next, earning his diploma in 2014. Last, but certainly not least, is Gino, who will start in the defensive backfield this season and is an honor student. "Our oldest Ralph Anthony is named after my father," Coach P noted. "Joseph Peter was named after Gina's dad. Brian Charles is a combination of my mother's maiden name and my middle name. When our youngest arrived, Gina wanted to name him Matthew Vincent so his initials would be MVP, but I wanted to name him after her. That's why we spell it Gino." The Pierro brothers saw action on both sides of the ball and all were defensive backs for their father. They all were defensive backs and of course, Gino will be in our defensive secondary this season, said Coach P. JoJo really didn't see much time on the defensive side until his senior season. During his final campaign in a Big Red uniform, JoJo rushed for 1,036 yards and added another 422 receiving. "We try not to use our tailbacks on defense unless we really need them. During that year, we needed him. Before they started to play, I told them all to make it clear why they're out there on the field. I didn't want anyone to say they were out there because their dad is a coach. They all worked hard and I believe it's been obvious why they were out there. I never once told my sons, hey, you're going to play this or you're going to do this. Step 1 is they have to want to do it and they have to be willing to work hard and give it their best." Eldest son Anthony agreed with his father's comments about playing time. "He always told my brothers and me, if you want to play on my defense, you need to be better than the person you are competing with because if you're even with them, you will not play." He stated, "You're the son of a coach and I don't want anyone to think you are getting favors, because in life there are never any favors." I think our teammates respected that because they all saw how tough he was on us. Being able to play for our dad was by far a great experience for all of us. He taught us so many life lessons at home on a daily basis and so many lessons on the football field. The younger Anthony was quick to call his father a role model. "He's the reason why I teach and coach at Clearwater High School," said the West Liberty graduate, who recently was named the head baseball coach at the school in Key Largo, Florida. "He has done so much for the Steubenville community and has never asked for anything in return. My dad has put in a countless number of hours and every day and every week, no matter what team was involved. Plus, he always respects his opponents and has stayed humble. When he finally retires, you're not just losing a coach, but one of the best defensive coordinators to ever set foot on the field in the state of Ohio. Anyone who has played for my dad's defense will back that up, 110%. He puts players in the right spots to make plays. It's not a surprise when a blitz hits a run play right in the mouth or a linebacker or safety jumps a route and delivers a pick six. It's because my dad has the defense fully prepared to succeed in that moment and it's because he called the right defense at the right time. It just shows how much time and effort he puts into what he does." In addition to his coaching duties in Florida, Anthony returned home this summer to serve a second season as manager of the Steubenville Post-33 American Legion baseball team, guiding his club to a berth in the state tournament. JoJo is a first-year student at the University of Kentucky School of Dentistry. He earned his undergraduate degree from Ohio State University. Brian received his degree in accounting and finance from Otterbein University in 3 years. He finished with a GPA slightly above 3.9 and served as a student assistant coach for the baseball team. A career-ending shoulder injury kept him from playing baseball for the Cardinals. In April, Brian received a Cardinals Spotlight Award from the Otterbein Athletics Department and the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. The award is presented annually to student athletes of high character and respect who positively represent Otterbein regardless of statistics or success in competition. This season, the Cardinals finished with a record of 22-8. A video salute to Brian, who will be returning to Otterbein this year to work on his graduate degree and become a graduate assistant for the baseball team, can be found at youtube.com. No matter what age I was, I truly understood that my dad had a way with kids, young Anthony said. He is a father figure to not only my brothers and I, but to a lot of kids that have gone through the Big Red football program. I can remember my brothers and me waking up at 4:30 a.m. to go with Dad to the field house and then sleeping on the weight room benches so we could be water boys at practice. From there, we went to playing for him throughout high school. Now I can watch him from the stands and observe what he does from a different point of view. He's coaching his last son now, and I know he couldn't be more proud that he was able to coach all of us. As the end of his family run nears, Coach P admitted to having a few bittersweet feelings. It certainly was a little strange on picture day this year with just Gino and me out there, he reflected. First it was all of us, then 3 of us, and now just 2. Life goes on, I guess, but life goes fast. The proud father believes his sons had a unique opportunity to be around the Big Red program from an early age. I can't think of a better place for them to grow up, he said. They were all around from an early age and were involved as water boys. I'm fortunate they were able to do that. Of course, they probably learned too much too fast, especially my youngest, but what the heck. All 4 Pierro brothers have excelled in baseball for Big Red. Gino, who played in 2 football state championship games, has been the starting shortstop since his freshman season. He helped Fred Hetherington's baseball squad reach the Division II Final Four the past 2 years. Young Anthony stated a poster hanging in his father's Big Red classroom may best sum up what the veteran teacher, coach is all about. One of his favorite sayings is a man gets up and goes to work, a boy stays home and lays in bed. Which one are you? I believe that saying speaks volumes to what my dad stands for as a husband, a father and a coach. Anthony Pierro is in his 31st year as a football coach at Big Red. The 2017 season will mark his final season for coaching one of his 4 sons. Coach P and his sons are shown here in a picture taken several years ago during Big Red's annual media day. Young Anthony is shown to the right of his father, with Jojo on his left. Brian is holding the football and Gino, who will be a defensive back for Big Red this season, is seated on his dad's knee.
No thinking. You attack and you react. End of story. You attack and you react. Her head coach told me that they've never been so ready. For some of you guys that got scared, just stay on the porch. They've never been this mentally ready before a game.